believe it. This is getting ridiculous now. Oh dear. This really is not good. It's just spun over and stopped. I have genuinely been scammed this weekend as well. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's Kirby, and if you're new here, I'm a mobile mechanic. And we're going to get straight back into it today. So I was here last week looking at this Ford C-Max, and we've got a camshaft to crankshaft correlation code. And yeah, I came to check it out. I turned the engine over and you can see where I'd made my mark and it had moved. Now, what I sort of failed to sort of look at the time is this is what's called a DV6 engine, and they are known for the teeth on the timing belt to wear away, and then basically, you know, it doesn't damage the engine, but it spins the lobes in the camshafts, which sit just in here, and often it will break a few rockers and whatnot, but normally when you turn the crank, it doesn't spin the belt, but this did spin the belt. So I mean, looking further down on the belt, which I can see, the teeth look okay, but I'm just going to spin this over now by hand and just see if any of the teeth are actually knackered. Right, not good news. If I zoom in here, you can just see 2 teeth missing there. So I'm just going to spin it round, see if there's any more. Oh dear. This really is not good. Oh, I should have checked this. I should have checked this, to be fair. Have a look at this. There is absolutely no teeth whatsoever there. Down there, you can see it's all missing. This is going to need a camshaft. Oh dear, it's not a good start to the week, guys. I have genuinely been scammed this weekend as well. So someone halfway across the world, I think in Nigeria, has hacked into my personal Instagram account. And I managed to get it back quite easily, actually. But then I've woke up again this morning and he's semi-hacked into it again. So he's locked out of it and I'm locked out of it. And he sent me a text message asking me to give him the code, and he promises I'll get my account back. So yeah, I've not been able to retrieve it this time. I think that's gone, which is super annoying. And then yeah, obviously I was having a look at I was ordering parts for this C-Max, and that's when I looked at the engine code and it said DV6, and I was like, oh no. I mean, you know, it doesn't change that his timing belt is still knackered and he needs a camshaft and rockers. That doesn't change the fact. It just means that, one, his car isn't repaired today and he's got a hire car at the minute, but I've got a couple of cars that I've offered him if he wants to borrow for the week or for however long it takes me to get these done, because I'm just jam-packed this week. So where do I fit this job in now? But I've only got myself to blame. So yeah, just a bit annoying. I've only got a battery to go fit now, and then I'll go up the unit and see if there's anything that needs doing up there. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, this is what it's all about in the car game and running your own business. I'm the mechanic, I'm the secretary, I'm everything. The accounts guy, admin, the videographer, editor. Anyway, let's go fit a battery. Right, next job, just a battery on this Nissan Micra, but it has been sat around for 6 months. Now the customer assures me when it was parked up, it was absolutely fine. But cars don't like sitting around for any length of period. So, what is the bet that something isn't right? I'm going to go with the auxiliary belt. I think there's going to be a tensioner or the alternator, something seized. Anyway, let's get this one out. Look at that, the camera follows me. Woohoo! I'm liking my new camera, guys. The DJI Osmo Pocket 3, I think its name is. So we've got a Varta battery going in. There wasn't much price difference between a Varta, a Bosch and an Xide. So I've gone for a Varta because, yeah, I think Varta batteries are the best quality. Don't mind Bosch batteries, don't mind Xide batteries, to be honest. When there's a few quid between the three, I'd rather fit a Varta. Anyway, let me get this done. Right. Unlock. It unlocks. It's a good sign. Right, let's see. We've got ignition. Fire in the hole. It's just spun over and stopped. Now nothing. I told you. I told you. It just locked up. Let's try that again. It just spins over and then stops. Let's try lock it, unlock it, Immobilizer light. I think. Is that flashing? Or is that going off? Oh, bit of diagnosis. I'm going to put the computer on, see if there's any Immobilizer codes. So, as usual, we've got the old TopDon Phoenix Lite 2. If any of you guys are interested in these TopDon machines, they have given me a discount code, which I'll leave in the description. Yeah, it's just reading it now. Right, so it's finished, and in the engine control unit we've got ID Discord, so I'm assuming that's immobilized, and lock mode, and there's a communication circuit fault. So we've got these codes here. Let's see if they clear. So we've still got this ID Discord, so I'm going to do a little bit of research into this. Let's just make sure it doesn't start still. Still does the same thing. Whee! Something's gone right today. Can you hear that? Good old trusty TopDon. So I was just going through all the different sort of options on here. Yeah, basically there was a key matching one, and the only problem is I was messing around and I don't know if the second key will start it. So I've got this first key to start it. Let's try that again. Try the other key. Both keys, happy days. She will be happy. Right, we are back up the unit, and Peugeot that I did the timing belt on last week is on the ramp because that needed a new sump, and also the reason it was leaking was because of this bolt here. It was just somebody had done it before, put a load of sealant around it and broke the bolt, and the bolt they just glued back on, so no wonder it was leaking from there. So sump's all done. Got this little Audi A4, and regular viewers will hopefully remember the Land Rover Discovery 2 that I've had in for a little while that we sold, but it then came back because it had a starting issue. So a little update on that one. We ended up giving him his money back for that one, and also giving him basically the Mercedes C-Class that we had. It was the same sort of value, nice car, nothing wrong with that one, so that's been gone like a week now. And in that Land Rover we exchanged for this Audi. We exchanged it with another mechanic who he's been after a Freelander for a little while. So yeah, we've done a part exchange. It needed a wheel bearing on that. That's been done. So I've got a mate that uses the workshop, and in exchange he does a few little jobs for me. So yeah, if you ever see me saying, oh, this has been done, that's been done, he comes in and does it for me. So he's done the sum, done the wheel bearing. That one's ready to go. That one's already got a new owner. Just needs a couple of tyres actually, 2 front tyres. It's a little bit tatty around the edges, but yeah, that one's done. So I'm just going to get a Jaguar in now, because this is a car that we've bought, and it's got a bit of a leak, exhaust leak, from what I've been told. So yeah, let's get that in. Okay, van's in the workshop. Jaguar is in the workshop. Now I can't quite see. Apparently it's meant to have some sort of leak coming from somewhere, exhaust leak. I don't know if you can see down there. Let me just zoom in. But just down there, it looks a little bit sooty. So I think the best thing to do is just to smoke test this and see exactly where we've got a leak. I've got the smoke machine loaded up. We're just going to wait for the smoke to come out, which I don't know if you can see on camera. There we go. Well, that was a waste of 5 minutes. I was pumping I thought I was pumping smoke in, but I think the smoke machine is down on fluid, so let's put some more in. Now there is proper fluid that you can use for this, but we are going to use a bit of Johnson's baby oil. Does the same job, it's a hell of a lot cheaper. There we go, that's more like it. Look how thick that is now. Okay, we've got a bit of smoky action here. If I get my light out of the way of the camera. Now, is that injector seals? Or is this the engine where the manifolds crack? I don't know where they crack from. I've just seen them have this issue. Right, you can see the smoke here, and watch when I blow. It is coming out from this gap here, which I think is a cracked manifold, if I'm not mistaken. Now I believe these are a very common issue, and quite a crap job as well to do apparently. Oh dear. Right, I've spoken to the customer with that C-Max earlier. I'm going to get the car towed up here and just try and figure out at some point when to do it. It might be a case of, do it one evening or over 2 evenings. But yeah, I'm going to borrow him a car. I've got an Audi A6 out there. Get up here at some point and sort it out. But for now, I'm done for Monday. Van's tidied up a little bit because it was starting to get a bit of a mess. But yeah, and I'm going to take this opportunity, if this is the sort of content you like to see, the real world stuff. Nothing ever goes easy in the car world. Some people make it look to be, and yeah, it's far from easy sometimes. So yeah, if you're liking that, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow. Right, first job this morning, just a quick oil change on this Suzuki Swift. You might recognise it when me and JP, the work experience lad, came out to service it. That was only in the summer, but this car covers some miles, so it's done 10,000 since the summer. Yeah, just at the stage of resetting the service light and just checking the fault codes on here, on the TopDon. So we'll do an automatic search. Sometimes these Suzukis can be a bit funny getting in, but this one's gone straight in. And I'm still having problem with this mysterious hacker onto my Instagram account. So he wasn't fully in yesterday, but this morning I've woken up and there's a security alert, and I've got everybody messaging me now because he's put a picture on there with a Mercedes, basically saying invest into this crypto or something. Luckily everyone's aware that that's not something that I would do, and they're all messaging me saying, I think your account's been hacked, mate. Yeah, I know. Hey ho. Anyway, I'm going to finish this up and then we might go do another service before looking at some brakes. Right, next up, this Audi A6. So we've got brake warning light on the dash, but all the brake pads seem okay, to be honest, although the discs are a bit knackered. And also we've got the parking brake light was on, but he said it's off now, and it was, or some occasion it has stuck on, but I heard him just remove the parking brake and heard this noise. So we'll have a little look at that as well. We've got the TopDon on here. Electronic parking brake control module. Left side marker bar. Right, so whenever I get a fault code in a system, for example 00473, I'll come on to Haynes and just type it in. You never know, there might be a smart case for it. And on this occasion, there is. So let me show you. Don't know how well it'll pick up, but we've got this smart case here for the same fault code. Let's see if I can zoom in. That might be a bit better. So if I click on that, it says here, the electronic parking brake warning light illuminates right hand side electronic parking brake failure, which coincides with that one being a little bit noisy. Right, I've just gone through all of that, and we've now got a flashing warning light, and accompanied by right parking brake motor tensioning force not reached. I mean, that pretty much tells you, doesn't it? You know, the parking brake motor needs to be replaced. Yeah, you could guess at it, but it's always best just to do a bit of diag. I'm going to check the front left brake now for the broken wire, because I don't think the rears have a sensor on it from what I could see when looking at parts. So yeah, let's see. Right, as you can see, no brake warning light, and I haven't changed the pads. So how have I done it? I checked the passenger side front because I thought that was where the sensor would be, but then I thought to myself, when I looked at the parts, both front pads had sensors on them. Now this inner pad is getting a little bit low, but I didn't think it was that low to cause a sensor light to come on, so I've just joined that together, and now we've got no warning light on. So you know it's the front, so it needs front pads and discs, as these discs are absolutely shot, and they've got Icas on it. So I mean, they've done a job, but I won't be putting Icas on it. And then it needs a new rear right caliper, and that'll be it. Right, we're on to our next job, another service. So I've already dropped the oil out, I've done the air filter, and then I thought I'll just show you getting out these coil packs, because these have been known, or these are quite common for the rubber boots around the top of the coil pack to come off. So there is a trick to get them out, which a lot of people have probably seen by now, but it is handy if you haven't. So let's just try these. I've got this one. I'm just going to start on this one. I have run the car up to temperature. I'm just trying to pull that out now. God, and that is in there. It is spinning a little bit. I did have to replace one of these not too long ago, I think. Maybe this one, when I serviced it another time a couple of years ago, because it all just fell to pieces. Right, it might take a little bit of persuasion. Let's have a look. Let's get under there, because if I can get these out with... Right, that one actually came out. Happy days. This one seems like it's a bit more in there, but it is twisting. Just going to gently help it out. See if it comes. Pretty in there. This one might not come. Okay, that one has as well. Oh, Look at that, 3 for 3. It's because I've greased up all of these in the past. Right, last one. This is the one I think I replaced. So this one, you would have thought, comes out. Oh yeah, easy. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought. So this is a coil pack, and this bottom piece normally separates from this top piece. And what you can do is, once that's separated, get an airline down the middle of this bottom piece, create a airtight seal, and the bottom piece should just pop up. But yeah, I've not had to do that, and that makes my life a lot easier. And that's it. Every service is finished off with the Kerbside air freshener, and a little reminder sticker just on there as well. Right, and as if by magic, I'm up the unit. We've got the C-Max in, and it's time to start the night shift. So I'm going to get the diesel heater going. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack on with it, because the time is now 4:15. So yeah, I don't want to be here too late, even though I know I'm going to be here fairly late. But I will show you the condition of the belts. I've done one of these timing belts last week on the Peugeot, so yeah, it's exactly the same. And then I'll show you the camshaft coming out. Right, I've gone ahead and just taken this bottom cover off, and look at this. This is what happens. See, these are all bits of teeth from the belt, which I should have really caught first time, but hey ho, we've got it now. Like I said, it doesn't change the fact that this is the repair that would have been needed. But yeah, you can just see the teeth here missing, hopefully. God, don't mind the messy barnet. I've just taken my hat off because I'm too hot. I've not actually had that diesel heater on, but I wanted to just show you how far out this cam is. So I've got the pin in down there, and then the pin is meant to go in that hole there and that hole there. But if I try and get you across, yeah, you can just see that is miles out. Yeah, I'm going to get this belt off, get this cam cover off, see what's what. I'll show you the inside and the destruction that it causes. Hopefully it's not done any valves. I've not known these to do valves, but I have heard other people say they have done valves, which is a whole nother story. Right, that is the belt off, and a closer look at these teeth. So yeah, it's just sheared off here. I've seen these where literally all of the teeth are sheared off. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is just time this up so the valves and everything are in the position they need to be when that camshaft comes out. Yeah, and then we'll get this cover off. Right, with that cover off and the cam pulley off there, you can just start to see in there. Let me try and zoom in. You can just start seeing the broken bits and bobs in there. Next up, we've got to get this cam carrier casing, I guess if you want to call it, out. Get the camshaft sensor out. If I remember correctly, the vacuum pump over here has to come out, I think. Yeah, so to get this cam carrier housing out, I think I'm going to have to remove the fuel filter housing just because of this one stupid bolt here. So it's actually pretty much ready to come out now. All these bolts that hold the cam down, they are out. The vacuum pump is out. But the difficult part is, or the sketchy part is, this top half got sealant around there and there on the bottom. Yeah, it's just very tight, and this is all aluminium, so I'm going to try and get this off without damaging anything. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Alright, there we go. Cams are out. And look at the state of that. So all these little needle bearings you can just see at the side, they get everywhere, so I'm gonna have to get a magnet in there and make sure everything is out, and then also check the sump for any of these needle bearings. And this is an example of how ones can get missed. So if you just see down the bottom there, let me try and zoom in. You see that little bearing just down there? And there's also the same thing happening on this side. So yeah, I've just gone in with a magnet, but I'm going to go in with a smaller one, get in all the nooks and crannies. And no doubt there will be some that are in that sump as well. Right, I've just got both camshafts here, and I just want to show you a comparison of the two, and to try and I don't know if it's going to pick it up. Can you see the difference? So these cams are pretty much facing the same way, but can you just see the lobe on the right and left? They are at total different angles. The cam lobes spin and hopefully protect the engine. Show you the amount of broken rockers. They're all in here. Yeah, they're just completely broken up and knackered. And I'm glad I went over the inside of that cam carrier a few times with different size magnets just to make sure there was nothing there. And I thought I was done, and I thought just one more pass, and I found one tiny little needle bearing. So I think that's all of it now. I'm going to put it all back together, drain the oil. I don't know if I'll take the sump off. I probably should, but I'm going to stick a couple of bendy magnets in there and see if I catch anything. Basically, I think it'll be all right. Right, this is what a good one looks like, just in case anybody is wondering. With the little roller in the middle there. I can't believe it. This is getting ridiculous now. I'll show you where I'm at. That's all back together. Got a new water pump on there, new pulleys. Everything's back on. And this is the kit I'm using. INA, Schaeffler. And I've just seen this belt. Now, I don't know if this picks up or not, but a load of the coating on the inside is already coming away. If you look further around the belt, it's actually okay round here. But I thought to myself, maybe that'd be all right. It'll wear off pretty quickly once it's running around the engine. And then I turned the belt over. Dayco. It's a bloody Dayco belt. What's going on there? I can't fit that. Is that even the right belt? I don't know. I was hoping to finish this one tonight. That ain't good. I wanted to hear it running and everything as well. Not much I can do about it yet. I don't know, what's it, 8 o'clock now? 7:30? So I'm gonna have to pack all my stuff away and I'll come back tomorrow. But tomorrow I've got a clutch to do in the afternoon, and I didn't really want to do much else after that. Okay, against my better judgment, I've decided to fit the belt. The belt is correct, and I spin it over, everything lines back up, all the pins line back up. The teeth sit in all of the pulleys and guides and water pump, fine. I'm just going to send it. And if it breaks again, Euros owe me a new kit, basically. Right, it is Wednesday. I just got too tired and hungry last night to finish off that C-Max. It's pretty much all together. But like I said, I was just getting too tired and I was making silly mistakes. So whilst I was ahead, I quit. And yeah, I'm going to go back up there today. But I'm just up where all this self-employed journey began. VW. Over the Christmas period, I'm going to do a little video on where it all started for me and how I became a mobile mechanic and things like that, because people always ask, and people are always messaging me on Instagram asking for advice. I'll maybe try and cover these topics. So if there's something you want to ask me, maybe I'll do a Q&A. Yeah, so if there's something you want to ask me, leave it in the comments. And yeah, over the Christmas period, where this is probably coming out at the Christmas period, but I'll do a Q&A. Right, so today, first job, I've come to a very dangerous part of England. It's called Henley-on-Thames. So I thought I'd best bring my dog for a bit of protection. His name's Simba. And there he is. Just like the Disney character, he is a lion. Yes, he is big and bad. Or he's just a bit noisy, to be honest. But I've got him with me because I'm dropping him off at his auntie's house today. He's going for a little sleepover whilst I repair her car. This is the Golf from last week or the week before with the ABS sensor and rear brakes. Right, I am actually going to just fly through this job because I'm so far behind today. It's already gone midday and this is the first time I'm picking up any sort of tool. Ignition is on, we've got the TopDon out. And these are all the sort of services and options it has on here. So we're going to come into brake, open, and then we should hear a noise coming from the caliper. Great success. It is out without too much trouble. This is the state of the discs. Pads were getting a little bit low, not too much, quite a bit of meat left on that one. That one was getting low though, the outer one. So we'll clean this up. We'll clean up inside. ABS sensor hole there. Right, new sensor is in. Just in there. Disc is on, but I thought let me just come and check the speed signal. We wasn't getting any signal whatsoever before. And as you can see now, hopefully if I can keep that camera still, it is picking up. Whereas the last time I was here, last week or the week before, absolutely zero. So that's a fix. Get on with these brakes, get out of here. And here we are again for the second night shift in a row. I started late because I was just so tired. Has a knock-on effect. And then the sister-in-law, she lives miles away. So I've just got to the unit now. The time is 3:30. Peugeot 206 is on the ramp. It's going to get a clutch. And then I've just got to finish off this from last night. So, yeah, I'm really not going to be doing much filming. I just won't film anything, really, because I just want to get this done. Hope you all understand. Right, I've had to stop play. I've had no lunch today, and I thought I'm not going to have any dinner. So, good old Domino's. Look at that. Pepperoni and sweet corn. What's everyone's go-to toppings? Let me know. Alright, everything at the top is pretty much done. But I need to get this drive shaft out. But to do that, I need to get this bottom ball joint out. But if you just have a look at that. That is... So I thought, oh, I'll take the arm out. And then the arm goes through here. Right, change of tactics. This is being a pain, an absolute pain. So I need some form of accomplishment or finishing something because I can't have two cars on the go. I'm not going to stay here and absolutely work my nuts off and get home late and then be tired again for tomorrow. It's counterproductive. So I'm going to finish this off and hopefully this all goes well. There's only a few bits to put back on, drain the oil and start it up for the first time and see if it's done the trick. Right, oil is drained out and I've got my bendy magnet. There we go, you can just see that needle bearing on the top there. I'm going to try and get that in some more, give it a good old wiggle around, and that should be alright. Right, so we are pretty much done. Everything's on. I've put a new oil filter on, but I kept on going, right, is that it? That it? Nearly ready for the start up? Keep forgetting. It needs some oil, or we'll have more problems. And we were ready for the big start. I haven't primed it, but I haven't changed the fuel filter, so hopefully that should be alright. Anyway, let's start it up. I had a little panic, I think. What I heard was the wheels were spinning and rubbing against this wheel arch. Yeah, so with a manual, sometimes with the wheels, once you're idling and the wheels are off the ground, the wheels will spin. And I heard this just horrible scraping noise. So jumped in, turned it off, and put my foot on a brake. So, well, started again, put my foot on a brake, and it went away. So yeah, just running it up now, but we're all good. She lives. Great, really good setup, to be honest. Instead of damaging the valves and needing a new engine, as simple as putting a new camshaft in, new rockers, new timing belt, and water pump, and she's away. I put a new auxiliary belt on there as well because the old one was just cracking. It's had an oil change, oil and filter. So I'm just going to run it up to temperature, put everything back, and road test it, and that one should be done. And then I might chip away a little bit on that, but the bottom ball joint was being an absolute pig to get out. It would come out and it's about this much left, so there's not much to take out on these, but I thought I'd get one done anyway. So yeah, right, that's the C-Max all done. Obviously haven't road tested it, but it's got up to temperature, hot air's coming through, fans come on, so yeah, I will road test that tomorrow. And I feel like I needed to get something done, just like I said, just accomplish something, because if I had this one still to do and that one still not finished, I would have been a bit more stressed. Whereas tomorrow I can go and do one job, come back and have a good old crack at this, because they're not that difficult really. There's not much to take off. I'm just dealing with rust. That's the main issue. So yeah, if you've got this far in a video, please consider subscribing. I've set a target of 6 months, or it's probably down to about 5 months now, to get to 20,000 subscribers. I think I'm on, at the time of speaking, maybe 10,600, something like that. If you're new here as well, I've had a few people comment on maybe show some more mechanic work, or someone said less talking, more work, or something along them lines. And I basically just said, you try and record everything you do through the day, and then do that every day, and then edit it to make it sort of interesting. You can't please everybody all of the time, or you can't please all of the people all of the time. A wise man once said. Sometimes it is just me vlogging my day. This is what I get up to. It's not a how-to channel. But anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Right, first job of the day. Regular viewers will know this van, this crafter. I was here last week. No, I weren't here last week. He came up to me last week. Revs are hunting a little bit. Fault code for some sort of fuel pressure fault. Can't remember off the top of my head. I'll scan it in a minute. But there was a technical bulletin saying, if you find this fault, replace this part. So normally whenever I see a technical bulletin and it says just replace this, I do that, because that technical bulletin is there for a reason. We've got a little fuel pressure sensor that sits on the rail, so we've got to get this airbox off. I've already undone that, and then it should just pop off like that, and then you've got to get these bits undone. Well, I'm hoping this is the right part, because I mean the plug is the same, but this part, the threaded bit, and this bit here is a lot shorter. That threads into there, so that is in there now. Fits quite well, to be fair. I'm going to change the fuel filter because we don't know when the last time this was done. So yeah, just nice easy clip on clip off one. I've just got to get round the side underneath there, but I've got to jack it up on this mud. That's the joys of mobile life. Sometimes you get a bit dirty. And there we go, got it jacked up. Got my axle stand in there. Got one connector here, one connector there, and then it should just pop out. I have to drain it first from here. This little screw cap. And this is the fault code we had. And like I said, there was a technical bulletin. We're going to clear these codes. Right, so that crafter was all running sweet. There was a relearn that I found. I was just about to just leave it, and I thought, oh, I'll just double check. And it wasn't under fuel pressure relearn, it was quantity metering something or other. So yeah, that was finished, and as you can see, back up the unit, get this hunk of junk sorted. I'm here a bit earlier than the previous 2 days, so hopefully it won't be a late finish. Little update on the hacker. I'm still hacked. I'm still scammed. Instagram are taking their sweet time getting me back in. But I'm going to get this Peugeot finished now because this is my last working day of the week, because I've got a Christmas do tomorrow. Me and a load of other mobile mechanics, we all met through Instagram. Yeah, we're all having a night out, so yeah, that should be fun. But all depends if I can get this finished and all these rusty bolts, because I'm off Monday as well. So yeah, that's not too good. I'm just going to crack on. If I come across anything that's worth noting and worth filming, I'll show you. Right, clutch is, or gearbox is ready to come out. So we've got a couple of supports here, and I've decided I'm going to try and be a hero and lift it out. I don't know why, I've not got the energy for it, but let's see how this goes. Did you see that? Just stuck on a coolant pipe. Just use my shoulder just to get that up the way. Lucky it's a fairly light box. Right, now the box is out, you can see what's happened. The release bearing has just completely disintegrated. See the roller bearings in there? Knackered. So yeah, it just wasn't pushing on the clutch, but that is shattered. Have a little look at the clutch. Let's get that out. Just got to get behind the dowels a little bit. Come on. Oh yeah. Clutch is ready to go in, and we've got two types of tools. You've got this one, which you put into the friction plate, and then you tighten it up to the pressure plate. And then yeah, that all sort of holds it central. And then you've got this type with a load of different ends. So this bit goes into the flywheel, but then the problem being is this bit is too short to go through here. So it goes through there into the flywheel, but then this bit, you know, it's too floppy. So I've used the old socket and tape trick. So this size is a 11mm. This bit goes into the flywheel. This bit snugly with the tape fits in there. So that should centralize up here. So I'll show you what I mean. So to centralize it, you normally put your tool in there, and that keeps everything central. It's a little bit loose, but I mean, that'd be fine. It says gearbox side on here. Put your socket through there. Put that in there. Make sure that's all the way. And that is your clutch centralized. So all I've got to do is put the pressure plate on there, put the bolts up, job done. Now, these only have to be 20 Newton meters. So like I said, only 20 Newton meters. There we go. Right, that's it all torqued up. My socket is out, and if I sort of get you in there, see, that's really nice bang on central. So that gearbox should slide in, no problem. Famous last words, eh? Right, let's go. I've got no energy. Right, let's go. Right, everything's back together. New gearbox fluid, and admittedly it was a very slow putback. But yeah, let's get in. And hopefully it feels good. And there's no clutch fluid or brake fluid to bleed because it's a cable. Right, we got a good pedal. Right, stick it in first. And that is it, done. And I'm done. And that is it for the week, because tomorrow I'm off on the Mobile Mechanics Christmas do. Marvellous is going to be there as well, so I'll say hello to him for you guys. And that's it. Hope you've all enjoyed this week's episode. I'm sure, like previous episodes, there's been quite a lot of talking and not too much action. But I try my best. I try my best to get my work done, to pay my bills, and then the content is the hobby. And, you know, I try and capture as much of the real world goings on of a mobile mechanic as I possibly can. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you appreciate it. And if you've liked that, please subscribe and comment, like, all that rubbish. And we will see you next week.